Thanks for staying with us. Still on pandemic trolling the nation. According to reports, the federal government has announced the closure of all land borders. Join us on the show to enlighten us about this closure is the PRO Customs, Mr. Joseph Attah. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, we know the land borders have been closed, but now it's like the government is saying every single other parts must be closed. So far, what is Customs doing to ensure that people are not sneaking through to enter Nigeria?
Well, before I answer that question, let me just start by saluting the health workers who are in the front line of the battle against this deadly COVID-19. As a customs officer, I know what it means to put your life at stake, protecting things that could harm your nation. And that's what we've been doing at the borders. Before now, we've been talking about partial border closure. The whole essence of this partial border closure, which is now total, is to ensure that things that can compromise our security and well-being are not allowed to come in. So what we're going to do, now that the federal government has even said it's total, is to ensure total compliance, that nobody comes in and nobody goes out. It's a total lockdown on the borders. Now, we've always been saying it's partial. Goods cannot go out, cannot come in. But human beings can come in and go out with valid papers. But from yesterday, it's now total.
Okay, so how possible is this total closure when we know that our borders are still porous? It's not like we built a wall to, cover all of those loopholes, and we still, even with the partial closure of the borders, we still have smugglers. We still had smugglers who were taking all those ugly routes inside. So is there any plan to, shore up our borders, shore up the porous lines that people can actually get in from? Our people are stubborn.
First and foremost, when you're talking about health, it's personal. First and foremost, every Nigerian must be responsible for his own health. We're talking about your health, your life, your own, your family, your husband, your children. So every human being has that natural instinct to protect himself. So if we are saying there is a disease coming into this country, and the best way to stop it is to block the border, would you want to put your life at stake?
No, I'm not a smuggler.
So, no, of course, we're not even talking about smuggling. It has even gone beyond smuggling now. It's about your life. You even need to be alive before you smuggle.
So talking about protecting selves, which is a natural instinct, what are you and the personnel at the borders doing to protect themselves while they are protecting the country? Okay,
since the outbreak of this COVID-19, the exercise Swift Response have been collaborating actively with the Ministry of Health, to ensure that the messages are complied with at our entry points, to ensure that all those who have one reason or the other, any kind of transaction with customs or immigration or all the frontiers, all those of us that operate at the frontiers, comply strictly with the directives of the Ministry of Health. So now it's going to be total. We will continue to do that and to ensure that things that can come and harm us, either by our security, our health, whichever way, is not allowed to come.
I was just asking to be a bit more specific. Are you people wearing anything protective? Because it involves you speaking with people, checking things. And you are fathers and husbands. You will leave those places and go to your homes and go to your neighborhoods. What are you wearing
to protect
or
you?
Eating?
Well, before now, of course, these testing kits, temperature testing, hand sanitizer, washing, water and soaps, and all those little preventive measures are in place. But I think what is more important to us is the fact that the border is now totally closed. You don't have people to deal with again. If people are not coming in, they're not going out. So
it's quiet.
Let's talk about the ports for a second, because people have seen that people coming in through the ports can be contaminated. Ports are coming in, the cargoes are coming in. What is the customs doing to ensure proper measures are put in place to secure those borders, number one? Number two, we're seeing globally that all the various security personnel, customs, military, air force, everybody's on standby to enforce what the government has put forward. So what is customs also doing to ensure either you're physically manning it or remotely somehow, but ensuring that across those borders we are 100% guarded?
I want to assure you that if you visit any of our seaports today, either seaports, land borders, or airports, what you see right now is not what you used to see.
Okay.
The idea of these little measures that are already put in place. And as time goes on, I'm sure there will be more gears supplied to our operatives to protect themselves. Because in the first place, you need to protect yourself to be able to protect others.
Certainly.
So
I'm curious about Nigerians who are stuck somewhere else and they want to come in. So this full closure of the borders now, according to the presidential land borders. Now, does it mean that Nigerians outside can no longer have access back into their country? Are they going to via land? Are they going to be asked to stay back, or they will still allow them in because they are Nigerians and not the non-Nigerians?
Republic of Benin, like
yes.
You see, when you are taking measures to protect a larger society, if one person coming in is going to compromise the health of millions, I think certain decisions have to be taken, and that's what has been taken.
Can you speak on whether we are receiving any test kits or things like that, things for the hygiene and health and fighting this, materials for fighting this COVID-19?
Well,
do you know if you have received those?
Yes, I'm not in position to really speak for the Ministry of Health. I can only say that our operatives have these basic testing kits like temperature, sanitizers, and washing.
Before we let you go, I wanted to go back to the airports because we got a report that certain officials did not want to subject themselves to screening and testing at the airports where they came in. I think it was on the customs. They wrote directly to, I think it was to the Senate President. How far, do you have an update on that? Are we getting these people coming back saying, okay, come on, screen me?
Well, I'm not particularly aware of any high-profile person that has come in and refused to subject himself to test, but I'm reading from social media that did happen.
In the papers.
And also in the papers. I think that would be unfortunate. I think that would be irresponsible of any person to I don't know, but if any person does that, that will not be responsible of that person, because we are talking about lives here. We are talking about that person's wife or husband or children, even friends. So I would advise that any person, irrespective of his status,
you came here with the National Orientation Agency State Director. So I know he also wants to say a few things. So we'll step you down for a moment. Both of them should have come on board because of the social distancing. We couldn't accommodate the two of you. So we'll step you down for a moment. But first, let me take this call from Germany. Good morning. Are you there?
Yeah, good morning. My name is Douglas.
Calling. Go ahead, please.
From Germany.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, I would like to appreciate you girls from what you're doing, and and appreciate the Nigerian government also for the proactive measures they've taken so far. I mean, watching TV, see them take a decision to make an advertisement to society, public on how to go about this virus. Nigeria is even doing much more than Germany is doing at this moment, and I would like to appreciate the country, the government, the Lagos government particularly. But I was also like to talk to Obiajulu, at least she knows just as more. As we are talking now, last Saturday, COA allowed the PDP local government Congress, which is very, 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 I mean, to talk of a doctor doing that kind of a thing, it is very, very, very appalling. And, I mean, we should be calling our leaders, taking them, asking them to be more responsible for these things we are doing. Because, I mean, COVID-19 is not something that you play with.
Right.
It is very, very...
Right. Thank you. Oh, sorry, we lost that call. Let me go on a break. Now we come back, we'll bring in the State Director for the National Orientation Agency. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.